Hi, everyone. This is Junius Currier with GovCon Heroes, Talent Unleashed. I just wanted to send out a quick video today. Our next episode is going to focus on security clearances and working in the GovCon industry and having a better in-depth understanding of security clearances and all the things that are pertinent to that whole process, whether it's people that in talent acquisition you come across they have a clearance, or whether you're trying to get that validated through the personnel security department. So looking forward to that conversation. But before we have that full episode, I wanted to kind of share some tips that I use or have used rather in my cleared recruiting career to find cleared people. So I'm just going to jump in real quick. So I'm on the U.S. Department of Defense website. Their defense.gov website resources military departments. This is really interesting, especially for those that are interested in finding cleared people without them having to tell you that they're cleared. So one of the cool ways to do that is to look for unified combatant commands. There are 11 COCOMs, and one of the COCOMs that I'm going to focus on today is going to be the United States Southern actually Special Forces Special Operations Command, U.S. SOCOM. So that is a combatant command that typically has high level clearances as part of their military personnel. So if you find someone that is working for a contractor supporting U.S. SOCOM, there's a pretty good chance you found someone with a TSSCI or higher. So that's kind of the gist of where you can kind of inform your search to find people who have the kind of levels of clearance you're looking for without necessarily needing them to overtly state that they have that security clearance. So just to kind of give you an idea, here's a CSC that I developed for those that aren't familiar. Custom search engine. Google now calls them programmable search engines. Just by entering US SOCOM, you can see there's about, and then I have a filter for top secret. You can see there's, and this can validate what I was saying, that hey, if you find someone with US SOCOM, they may have they may have a TSSCI. If you notice here, just out the top, you see people who are telling you, hey, they have work or they work for US SOCOM and they have a TSSCI. So by putting those two things together, you're inferring, and we can find people who don't even tell us that they have that clearance, but because we have that awareness, we can find more people, right? So that's pretty cool. So and then what I did, just kind of give just to kind of provide some examples. Just did a basic Boolean search, resume, bio, profile, US SOCOM, Java, right? Nothing too crazy, just to kind of pull up some stuff, and you'll see, people that will show up as soon as my screen refreshes here. Give it 1 second. All right, so this person right here, senior Java software engineer at Azure Summit Technology. Let's see here. It's thinking. I got a lot of tabs open, so but let's see. We'll get there in a second. There we go. It's starting to come through now. All right. So this person. Oh, here's another clue. He's part of the security clearance jobs group. I can tell you right now, he's at least interested in cleared jobs. If he's not cleared, but more than likely he's cleared, right? So from that, he kind of, obviously we go into his technical speak here, but let's just say, well, here we go. Off the top of the bat, I can tell you that he's cleared. He's worked for the Air Force Research Laboratory for Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which is also a TSSCI. He's also worked at Patrick Air Force Base in Florida, which also has TSSCI commands. And then obviously here you see US SOCOM. So even though you look at his program, his portfolio, he doesn't actually specify that he has a TSSCI, but based upon doing the research to know what the combatant commands clearance levels could potentially be, or what they are, and then validating that through my CSC, where because some people are going to tell you what their clearance levels are. Doesn't mean that they all will, but some people will. So you can kind of put multiple pieces of data together to kind of come up with a conclusion, right? So even though he doesn't overtly tell you, but because we know that USOCOM is a TSSCI command, and members typically have a lot of those TSSCI clearances, we know. And I also know that Wright-Patterson, they have TSSCI positions there as well, for both contractors and for military enlisted people. So, and then another example here was another person I think I found on here through my search. Pulled up Alex here, who mentions that he works, I believe. Well, right now he's at APG, Aberdeen Proving Grounds, which is a TSSCI locale, and then again, he's worked previously at USOCOM. So these are just some examples of how you can find cleared people by just basically going in and doing some research. Another website that you can go to as well that might be of some help. Let's see here. Oh, here is you can go to right here. Yeah, members of the Intel community. So there's man, how many? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think 17 members of the Intel intelligence community. And so if you find individuals who have supported, and I always pay attention to the acronyms, right? So someone may not say, hey, I work for U.S. Air Force Intelligence, but they might on their resume or profile say, hey, I've supported USAF ISR. Well, you know you're talking about a cleared individual, right? So this is on the dni.gov website, members of the Intel community. You can certainly use this information to help you find people. And just by using programmable search engine, again, you could just type in ODNI. And from there you can find, like I found like some interesting GitHub, and this is actually my GitHub CSC that I used. And from that CSC, came across this person right here, who mentions he's a former Navy helicopter pilot. And then I did some research on this. This is the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. Let me see. Yep. Yeah, Applied Physics Laboratory. And then from there, just did some research on, and I did a just quick name research, nothing crazy here, and then was able to get to Eric's profile. And from there, he's an operational data scientist in the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area, and he has previously supported, while he was in the military, he was a professor of naval science, and there are some indicators here to me that he has a clearance. Now, what level of clearance, I don't know. He may mention that somewhere. I haven't really gotten into it in depth, but this kind of just gives you an idea of how you can kind of uncover people, and they don't necessarily have to tell you overtly who they are, what they're doing. This is how I was able to identify. So he was on this GitHub repo here, which is specifically mentions ODNI. CentNet is an award-winning tool crafted in response to the ODNI. So from there, I was like, oh, well, that may mean that he has supported. And you can see here, this is the pinned repo that I'm talking about. And then from there, I just did some additional research to find out who he was, and if I was looking for a data scientist with a potential TSSCI or above clearance, I could reach out to Eric. And again, if you go to his profile here, he doesn't mention. I mean, he mentions that he's an operational data scientist. Okay. And then before that, he was a data scientist here, and then he mentions he was a pilot, but he doesn't actually mention anything specific to having a clearance. And so, if you're looking for people to tell you in the cleared community that they have a clearance, this is a cool way to kind of think a little bit outside of the box and still find those people. So I would highly recommend go to these websites, the government websites, the Office Directorate of National Intelligence website to get the list of all 17 plus Members of the intel community, same thing, go to the U.S. Department of Defense, DoD websites list to get familiar with the unified combatant commands. Because a lot of times, even though cleared people may not tell you that they cleared, what they will talk to you about is what commands they supported, what agencies they supported, and but they'll use industry jargon to really talk about and highlight what they supported, the mission that they were focused on. And those that are in that industry, they know like what those acronyms mean. They know like what that lingo means. And so if you're new to cleared recruiting and you're just trying to understand like, hey, how do I find more cleared people who don't want me to know or who are not going to overtly tell me that they cleared, this is one of the quick and easiest ways to start finding those people. So again, this is Junius Currier with GovCon Heroes Talent Unleashed with another great tip to find cleared people. Enjoy the rest of your evening.